I've been in the position, I know guys in the position, guys who have had extremely like high success with women, and they still sometimes are like, yo, do I not have it? Like, what's going on? Because you will have interactions that make you feel like that.
Yeah, when Jones just ego the fuck out you. I got ego one time in my recent memory. That shit, I was like, oh shit, okay, damn. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes girls don't even treat you like a human being. And that's when that shit hurt. You start thinking, damn, nigga, the fuck, do I look like a creature to that?
It's because we have an expectation, right? We have an expectation of how girls are supposed to respond when they think you're attractive. And we have this unrealistic expectation because we're damn near expecting them to fangirl for us. Even when you see a weaker choosing signal and you go over, it doesn't mean that it's because you're not handsome. Right? It doesn't mean that. Like, the nights I go out and that doesn't happen, it doesn't mean it's because I'm not handsome that night, right? It's just like there just wasn't a girl that was bold enough to do that.
If you go off their reaction to you instead of having that internal confidence, when you get that bad reaction or that low interest reaction, that's when you're gonna struggle to believe you're him. What's going on, YouTube? CDA Green here, back with another video, and today we have Handsome Man's Game: Why You Struggle to Believe You're Him by my nigga Marv Over Matter. We back, man. He start posting more consistently, so we back with it. You know what I'm saying? We gonna see what he talking about. Now, with regards to this title, Why You Struggle to Believe You're Him, nigga, bro, I deal with that shit every day. Some days I feel like I'm him, some days I don't. You know, it's about 50-50, but I just want to believe that I'm him all the time. And apparently that's a handsome man's game. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe if you ugly as shit, you can't feel like you him or something like that. But we just going to get straight to the video and see what he talking about. So make sure to like the vid, comment, and subscribe. Thank y'all for watching. Now let's get straight to the video.
What up, YouTube? It's your boy Marv Over Matter, back with another video. And today what I'm going to talk about is why you're uncertain if you're handsome. Why you are uncertain if you're handsome. So there's a lot of guys, myself included. I always include, I'm y'all. I'm the same as y'all. Like, I go through the same things. I've been through the same things. I've had the same frustrations, the same confusions, the same misunderstandings, all that. I'm not acting like
perfect.
I'm superior in any way, right? I just have a perspective and I understand things. But even for me, understanding things, engaging it in real life,
it's different. Like, you can understand it, but you might feel different. So you got to force yourself to act in alignment with the knowledge that you know, type of thing. Like, you still got to choose to do the hard thing because you know you need to do the hard thing, type of thing.
You still feel the same things. You still go through the same situations. You just get a little better over time when you understand the perspectives you should have, right?
Trust the process.
I've been in the position, I know guys in the position, guys who have had extremely like high success with women, however you define that. They've been in relationships, they slept with a lot of women, whatever it is, however you define it, they've had that. And they still sometimes are like, yo, do I not have it? Like, what's going on? Because you will have interactions that make you feel like that.
Yeah, when Jones just ego the fuck out you. For example, I got ego one time in my recent memory. That shit, I was like, oh shit, okay, damn. You know what I'm saying? That's not the majority of my experiences. The Jones, they at least give me the time of day, even if they don't, like, you know what I'm saying, give me the number. They'll still give me the time of day and treat me like a human being, but sometimes girls don't even treat you like a human being. And that's when that shit hurt. You start thinking, damn, nigga, the fuck, do I look like a creature to that? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's going on in that John? So I definitely know what people be talking about, what they be going through, because we all go through it, like Mar said. You know what I'm saying?
Right? You will go up and talk to a girl, and she'll just not look at you and give you one-word answers, and
yep,
you know, and you're like, yo, are you
see? And that's one thing that we gotta realize, bro. It says more about her than it does about you, because she could have did that for any number of reasons. Maybe she just thinks she the shit, and she gonna treat any man like that. You know, maybe she having a bad day. Maybe she was, I don't know, nervous, or maybe she was just curving too many niggas that day and was just like, you was the 55th nigga, and she said, I'm not giving this nigga no time. Nope, get out of my face, type of thing. So, you know, you're the same person, or at least you can be the same person every single time you choose to put yourself out there. But that doesn't mean that things will necessarily go bad or wrong just because you did that, because there's also the other person that comes into the fray too. How they choose to treat you, you got no control over that type of thing. So when things go wrong, it's not always just your fault. You can't always just be like, oh, what did I do wrong? You got to more so look at it like, oh, we just wasn't compatible type shit.
Really, you treat me like I look like a monster and I'm coming up to you. Like that's how you treating me. Last week I had situations like that where I walk up to a girl and the girl literally was like not looking at me. I'm like, yo, what's going on here?
Yeah.
It wasn't even like a girl that was super attractive. She was like kind of cute. And I'm walking up to her because
They
my boy wanted to
egos.
talk to her friend, so I'm just wingmanning. But I'm like, yo, what is this? And it's because we have an expectation, right? We have an expectation of how girls are supposed to respond when they think you're attractive. And we have this unrealistic expectation because we're damn near expecting them to fangirl for us, right? And when they don't fangirl for us, it feels like, oh, doesn't think I'm handsome, she's not interested. But that's not necessarily the case. Like even myself, like I said, when I'm out, I typically look for like eyes. I'm looking for some high interest. That's
Some like a choosing signal type of thing.
And when I get that, I go over.
See, there's that degree, you know what I'm saying? Like you wait for the choosing signal for you to act. But I also want to get to the point where like, it don't even matter if she looking at me, bro. Her back could be faced towards me, but she gonna see me. I'm gonna go over there regardless. And then she gonna find out what she was like, you know what I'm saying? Not paying attention to type of thing. It is the belief that you don't need a girl to show you interest for you to really feel okay to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like you do it because you want to do it. And then you know what I'm saying? You make your own opportunity type of thing, you know? I feel like that's like game in its purest essence, bro. And that's like confidence in its purest form right there.
Do my thing, and it's usually exactly what I want. Now, I have the luxury of that typically happens to me when I go out. Like I'm typically going to get at least one or two girls to give me eyes. Like sometimes it doesn't, and it's just like it just is what it is. But typically if I go out, I'm dressed pretty decently, and I pay attention to what's going on. I'm in a place where it's lively, and you know, even if it's not lively, if I'm in a place and I'm in a good spot and some girls walk by, like I'll be able to make eye contact with some girl that's clearly feeling me, and then I can just go do what I want to do. That happens almost every time I go out. So I have the luxury of doing that, but sometimes it doesn't. And on the nights that it doesn't, or if it doesn't happen that frequently for you, then
you got forced a shot almost.
You know, you still have to be able to, like, even when you see a weaker choosing signal and you go over, it doesn't mean that it's because you're not handsome, right? It doesn't mean that. Like the nights I go out and that doesn't happen, it doesn't mean it's because I'm not handsome that night, right? It's just like there just wasn't a girl that was bold enough to do that. And the more girls that are around, the more girls that will be bold enough to do it. But it doesn't mean that one or two girls thought I was attractive that whole night. But for me, that's just what I like, because that validates my feeling of like, okay, she thinks I'm handsome. But there's a lot more girls that are going to be there that think you're handsome that are not going to do that. They might look over at you whenever you're not looking, when your back is turned, and then when you turn around, they just look away and you never see
word.
It.
I know that because I be doing the same shit with a John that I find attractive. When she not looking, I'm all looking at her. Second she turn around, I'm doing my own thing, you know what I'm saying? Just because, oh no, nigga, that pressure, man. It be feeling like a lot, you know what I'm saying? To really just like commit, you know what I'm saying? Look at her while you looking at, look at her while she's looking at you type of thing. It's like, oh, we doing this type of thing now, you know? That pressure be feeling like a whole lot, boy, I tell you.
Never see it, right? Or even situations where you catch her looking, so then you go over, and then when you get over there, she's like not really giving energy, and it's like, okay, well, I saw you looking at me, so I know you was feeling me, but what is this? Now, like I mentioned before, sometimes that can just be a sign of attraction, but not interest. But even sometimes it could be interest, but she's just nervous. So now you get over there and she's closed off and she's not looking at you, or she's giving like short answers, or she just seemed like it's weird. It's just like the vibe is weird and awkward. and you're like, okay, I guess you don't like me. Okay, and then you just walk away. But it's like, no, she could have really liked you, but she really liked you, so she's nervous around you. See, we see a
Yeah.
lot of these interactions online, and they're only showing the highlights, right? They're only showing the moments when girls are fangirling over them, like they're celebrities. Like if you're a celebrity, you should be expecting fangirling behavior. But if you're a regular dude and you're just good looking, you might get that behavior sometimes from certain girls, but you're not going to get that overall on a consistent basis. So for you to gauge your level of handsomeness or attractiveness based on that reaction alone is going to lead you to confusion, and is going to lead you to a low sense of security in your looks.
So basically he's saying if you go off their reaction to you instead of having that internal confidence, when you get that bad reaction or that low interest reaction, that's when you're going to struggle to believe you're him. And that's a fact, bro. He read me like a book. I ain't even gonna lie, bro, because I won't even like make the approach. But you know how you like, you know what I'm saying? Like you see a girl when you interact with her, either she'll give you good energy or like no energy at all. Like she really just there for like business type shit. Like for example, when a junk comes to my job, either they smiling, laughing, making jokes, making comments, or they just straight, let me get this. And then it's quiet and awkward as shit. You know, even that girl who's quiet and is awkward, she could be feeling you too, bro. But just because you assume, you know what I'm saying, she might not be feeling you off that, you write it off because you didn't get the reaction that you hoped for or thought leads or shows attraction. Then you've kind of like, oh shoot, she don't fuck with me. I'm not him no more. You know, that's why you gotta have that internal confidence, bro. To make that switch though from validation on the external to the internal, bro, is definitely tough. But you just gotta remember you him, bro. And then, you know what I'm saying, you gonna feel like it at certain times. Oh yeah, I'm that nigga. But on them times that you don't feel like it, you still just gotta act like you him. Like, what would he do? He would go for what he wants. He wouldn't hesitate with what he says. He would be decisive, straight to the point, relaxed, calm, confident, all that. So just do what you normally do when you feel good. And maybe halfway through the interaction, you're going to start feeling good anyway, even if you don't get the results you want, because you acted in alignment with who you was. And that's really all there is to it. It could feel kind of weird or awkward, like you forcing it when you feel nervous or anxious. You know what I mean? Even when you're not calm and confident the way you want to be. But the more you do it, when you feel so out of place and out of control and out of like sync, out of alignment, then you going to get yourself back in that joint, because you could think about it. You like, yo, I still did what I needed to do, even though I didn't feel like I should have been doing it. And that's going to make you feel a whole lot better about yourself than any result or reactions you ever could. Indeed.
Right? You're not going to be secure in your looks if that's what you're gauging it off of. And it's a mindset thing, right? So if you're looking for the validation, if you're not really sure, and then you go up and you have those interactions, the mindset you're going to look at it is like, okay, the way you're going to look at it is, yes, she was fangirling, so yes, she thinks I'm handsome. No, she wasn't fangirling, so no, she doesn't think I'm handsome. And that's just not true, right? But if you have had situations, right, and this is why you need to keep like a cookie jar, right? David Goggins talks about the cookie jar, right? He talks about moments that you've had in the past. He uses it in the context of like hardships, right? So you've had really hard moments in the past. You put them in your cookie jar. You remember the things you were able to get through. And then when you have a hard moment in the present, you pull back from that cookie jar and you say, all right, look, I've been through worse. I've been through this, right? You pull one of whatever it is out that's comparable. You be like, all right, I've been through this. So if I've been through this, I could get through that, right? Now I'm saying use it as far as like your situations with women. Okay, I've had a bad joint, clearly interested in me, eyeing me up and down. We had good interaction. Whatever you did with her, you did with her. You had a relationship. You had a one night stand.
See, these are the mind tricks that I be doing, but I didn't know other niggas did it. You know, I feel like it's something that we all do. We all have like coping strategies that we pull just to realign ourselves and like, you know what I'm saying, reinforce that confidence. But this one dude I watched, Taekwondo, bro, he just be like, hey, bro, you know, I'm him. I might feel nervous, nigga. I'ma still go. It don't matter just because I got trust in myself. Like, it's just that voice. He just like, he don't gotta like, or at least from what it seems like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not idolizing this nigga because he human, just like me, right? But it just seemed like he like, oh, I'm nervous, I'm gonna go anyway. Because I'm nervous, I'm gonna go even faster, 2x speed. You know, it's just that discipline, not necessarily that he waits to feel good or tries to comfort himself into making his decision. He's like, I'm nervous, so I'm gonna go do it regardless. So, you know, the people that I be watching, they don't be saying stuff like this, bro, and that's crazy. You know, it's really refreshing to hear this take by my nigga Mar, for real.
Man, whatever it is, you've had it with this bad joint, or you've had it with multiple attractive women, right? And that has been your experience regularly enough. Put that in your cookie jar and know, okay, now I'm talking to this girl. I've been with a girl that looks like this. There's no way that this girl is just really not feeling me like this. She's got to be nervous, right? She's got to be nervous.
That's what you got. That's what you got to think, bro. You know, that's the thing. When you assume the state of the man you want to be, bro, like you should start thinking different. You know what I'm saying? Like if a Joe not looking at you before, or she's avoiding eye contact with you before, when you're from a nervous mindset, you're like, oh yeah, she just doesn't find me attractive. But when you think you're him, and no woman could resist a nigga like you, when a Joe not looking at you, you take it a certain different way. It's the exact same scenario, exact same, you know what I'm saying, reaction, lack of eye contact, all that. But you see it as, she just so nervous she can't even look me in the eye type of thing. Like, it's just crazy, bro. It's like we said, mindset is everything. Perception is everything. It's the only thing that really exists to you. You know what I'm saying?
You solidify, you take the good times and you use that to solidify the fact that, and validate the fact that I'm handsome, because that wouldn't happen. That wouldn't have happened if you weren't handsome. But it's just not a common response that women have to be bold like that. So when you do get those moments where they are bold, you need to hold on to those moments and understand, like, okay, this is my reality. So these other responses that I'm getting, these are just girls that don't behave like this, but this is still the reality. I'm still handsome. So when you walk up to this girl with that mindset, and this girl is not looking
automatically
at you,
operate better.
She's like acting awkward. You're like, oh.
You anticipate that. You under control. You like, to be expected. Of course you would be nervous around a nigga like me. I'm him. Let me make you comfortable though, type shit. Like, bro, like of course you would think that way. Your mindset is everything. You should always aim to operate from a confident mindset. But even when you don't feel confident, because sometimes your emotions, they be unpredictable, you got to realign, you know what I'm saying? And the way to realign is to act in accordance with that man, you know what I'm saying? The version of you who is confident. Do the things he do, see the results he will see, you know what I'm saying? Even if you don't see them results, you just doing them things, you start thinking, oh, I wouldn't even have done that if I wasn't confident. It must mean I'm confident. And automatically you start feeling like that confident version of yourself again. That's how this joint really work, bro. Like it takes time and it's definitely a skill, but you know, it just like, it gives you all the power. You take all the power back for yourself. Like you don't look for external, you know what I'm saying, validation or anything external to, I just said validate, but like to prove that you're a certain thing, because you have it all within, you know? And that's the only way that your confidence can consistently remain unshaken, you know?
Oh, that's cute. She's shy. She's nervous. She's intimidated that I'm talking to her, right? It's a different.
Because I feel like we get confidence, you know, misconstrued. I feel like most people think that being confident means you're calm, cool under pressure. Like you don't fumble with your words. You don't mess up. You don't do anything like that. But I think true confidence, bro, is just the ability to trust yourself in any situation, even if you feel off, to go in spite of that, because you're like, it's me. I'm going to get through it, my nigga. That's true confidence right there. The willingness to lean into discomfort and just trust that everything will be all right, no matter what happens to you, because it's you. It's all going to work out somehow because I'm the nigga that this happening to. Simple.
Mindset, because you know, because of what you've been through, you know, bro, there's no way I'm ugly. There's no way this happened, and I'm just an ugly guy. That's not true. So she really might not be feeling you as much as they were, or whatever the case may be, but you can't reject yourself and you can't be insecure in your own looks, because then your mindset is going to be off. And even if she is interested but actually shy, and you know, it's clear you're jaded.
You can't even see it.
Your perspective is gonna be
It's distorted.
tilted negatively.
Yeah.
And you're gonna be like, oh, she's not interested. Unless you have that security in this, in knowing like, yo, I'm a handsome dude. I've had enough situations. I'm a handsome dude, right? That's how you gotta approach it. Because like I said, if you don't, you're gonna reject yourself, and then you're gonna be awkward, right? It could be awkward on her. Like,
Man, I did this exact thing yesterday, brother. I did this exact shit yesterday. I ain't gonna lie. At work, I'm gonna make it a quick story though. So it was these two other ladies that came in before this one John, both older white women, right? But this John came in. She was black. She had a body on her. Oh my gosh, pretty eyes. And from that, I surmised that the rest of her face was pretty as well. But she had a mask on, like one of them COVID masks. So I couldn't even tell for real. But me in that moment, I had a couple things in my mind. I'm like, yo, I don't want to get rejected in front of these other people. And I don't know the perfect thing to say. I don't want to just come out and say, oh, you look God. Because I can't even see the shorty face. But in hindsight, you know what I mean? After, because I do this little thing, this exercise where after a situation, if I don't choose to act, I think up the perfect opening line. You know what I'm saying? Or a line that I feel comfortable saying that I feel would be like a banger, right? So for her, she took the mask off. By the time I gave her the food, right, it took a little minute because I had to like bake whatever she wanted for me. You know what I'm saying? Along with the other people. So they was all waiting in the store. But by the time I gave her the food, she had her mask down. I could have said something like, you very pretty, but under. I'm already messing up here, bro. Golly. But no, I would have said something like, you look very beautiful under that mask, by the way. You was trying to hide it or something. Like I couldn't tell. Like you had the eyes to match. So like I already knew what was going on type of thing. Like that would have been so perfect, bro. But it was just the hesitation to trust myself. Because every single time, bro, after a situation, there's no stakes. I always think of something good to say. So I know it's in me. You know what I mean? I just hesitate to trust myself because I don't want it to be awkward. Because maybe, what if I don't think of something to say? Now it's awkward and it's weird and I look stupid and vulnerable and dumb. And I get rejected in front of these people. The other thing I'm worried about, getting rejected in front of others. Why do I care about that? Because they might think X, Y, and Z about me. Because I got rejected. The external does not matter when you know yourself. And even when things are awkward, you try to trust yourself in that moment. So you just jumped into it. You initiated type of thing. Because you got that trust in yourself. That internal confidence, you know? So, man, it's tough in the moment to remind myself of these things. But that's where it just comes in, you know? Thinking something, believing it, but not feeling like it. You just got to trust it, bro. Trust the process and trust yourself. Because you're not always going to feel up to it. You're not going to feel up to par. And even when you feel not up to par, you still might get the result that you wanted. You know? Just because you don't quite feel in control, whether you're nervous or anxious, you feel like you shouldn't even do it because you're going to mess up. Because you don't feel like you're in the right state to do it. So things is going to go wrong. But no, that's not the case. You just got to trust yourself. That's all it is, bro. I'm really talking to myself more than y'all, just as much as y'all, I should say, because I got some work to do myself, bro.
It's cool if she's nervous, but if you're nervous, now it's two nervous people just fumbling around, like now it's dead. Now she's gonna be like, oh, he's weird. Oh, this is so, or even if she doesn't think you're weird, she's gonna think, wow, I'm being so weird. There's no way he likes me. Let me get out of here.
Yeah.
Right? She's like, this is so weird. I'm making this so weird, and she'll pull herself out of it. You have to be the secure one. You have to be solid in knowing. And like I said, I know personally that that's not always easy. When that girl last week was looking at me, or not looking at me when she was talking, I was like, yo, are you interested in me? Like, I was like, because if not, I was like, I really was just over here talking because, you know, my
man's wanted to talk to your friend.
If you're not feeling this, I was like, let me know. And then I shouldn't have said that. I think that offended her. And then she was like, okay, well, nice to meet you. Because when we walked away, she was like complaining to her friend about, you know, the situation. She was like looking over and like mad and complaining.
Wow.
So I think she was just, that's kind of.
Yeah, so she probably did want you, nigga. Either that, or she was just like, you know, she was upset that you told her about herself. You can't really win, gang.
What sparked this video, I think she was just nervous.
Oh, okay.
Uncomfortable a little bit. Because I saw them kind of looking. So I think she was just nervous and uncomfortable. And then once I said that, it was kind of like, oh, all right, well, whatever. Because
See, and that's the thing, bro. Like, girls could do all this shit, bro, but you the man, so like, you gotta be able to decipher all of it, make her feel comfortable, cause she is feeling nervous. You can't feel nervous yourself. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I love it and I hate it, because once I become that version of myself who's able to just trust myself and do it, it's like, of course, nigga, I'm a sniper. I'm a man, of course, bro. Like, I'm the orchestrator. Like, I facilitate all this shit, bro. This whole interaction is me. You just a participant in my play, you know. I give the stage directions, the props, the costumes. It's all me, nigga. I wrote the script too. You feel me? I knew what you was gonna say before you even said it to a nigga. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you know what I'm saying? I love taking that initiative and controlling things, or taking the lead, as they call it. You know what I'm saying? To allow a woman to just do what she do. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just feels more masculine. But when I'm in my nervous era, bro, which I, you know what I'm saying, haven't quite broken out of yet, it's just like, damn, I gotta do everything. Like, fuck, you know? But that's how it's supposed to be, for real, at least in my opinion.
like I said, later that, I told the story because later that night, a girl that was way more attractive than her was the one that was giving me eyes and calling me cute, telling me I'm fine, like all this stuff. So there's no way I just didn't look good 20, 30 minutes ago, and then now I look so fine that a girl that looks better than her is interested in me. It's just my perspective was off. I didn't look at it like, okay, this girl is just nervous. I pulled up on her, but she didn't really give me any signs or signals, so she was caught off guard. She wasn't really like, you know, it was abrupt. So she responded in a certain way, right? Or it could have been that she was disinterested. Who knows? But it's just better for me to have the mentality that I'm handsome. I know I'm handsome.
Yeah.
And she just happened to be nervous about it, uncomfortable. And then I was validated later that night, so it made sense, right? Something to put in the cookie jar. But yeah, fellas, that's why you're not sure. You have unrealistic expectations of how women are supposed to respond to you when you're handsome. It's not always going to be, you know, they walk up to you enamored and looking like, you know, or you walk over to them and then they immediately just like are
in a
super
trance.
receptive. Like that's something that even I, like I said, I struggle with, and I have to remind myself. Some girls are just intimidated. It's part of the game.
As we are.
A lot of girls are going to be,
or as I am, by pretty women, older women especially, because that's what I be coming across. Like, I don't be coming across girls my age. They always a little bit older than me, you know what I'm saying? That shit be hurting me. I'm like, fuck, bro, this a grown woman, bro. Can I really pull her, bro? Of course I can. I just gotta be the one to believe it, the first one to believe it, and then she will believe after.
intimidated, or not, even if they're not intimidated, they just like to not show interest, so they can kind of keep some leverage,
Dignity.
right? That's another thing. They want to keep leverage, so they are trying to not show interest like that. And a lot of times the way they do it comes across as
Disinterested.
like you're doing something wrong when you're talking to them. You're being creepy, or you're this, or you're that, but it's really just them trying to hold themselves back from showing their interest. You know, that's
See, and the fact that they do that shit and they could get away with it, it's like, you know, it'd be better if they didn't, but it's the way of the world, my nigga. You gotta learn to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I was just watching a video and they said the woman can act any type of way. And of course, what she's saying could be awkward, but if you let that shit feel awkward, if you don't got enough charisma, my nigga, that's you. It's on you. It's your fault. Now you got an awkward situation. If you was really player enough and you had enough personality and charisma and all that shit, then the situation wouldn't even be awkward for that long, because you the other nigga on the other end of it. Like, you keeping that energy going, you know what I'm saying? Type of thing. So it's all on you as a man. It's really all on you.
Sometimes what it is as well. So that's the video for today. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what y'all think. Drop some more topics in the comment section.
WViv by my nigga, man. Let me get it off that. You know what I'm saying? He look kind of crazy right there. But shout out my boy Marv. Shout out to y'all for watching the vid. Hopefully y'all enjoyed it. Got a little bit of insight. And shout out to these videos, man. They really keep me accountable, because I come on here preaching and shit, and now I gotta act like that nigga in real life. You know, I can't not practice what I preach. So I enjoy doing these. Hopefully y'all enjoy watching them. If you do, make sure to like the vid, comment, and subscribe. Thank y'all for watching the vid. And until next time, I'll catch you guys later. Love y'all. Peace.